Hi, my name is Tony Treacy and this blog is called How Props Help You to Make an Impact. We've all heard of death by PowerPoint. It's a thing. You might even have been the culprit yourself. Sometimes presentations become more of an Olympic challenge. And there is a point to questioning why anyone would think that charging through dozens of slides was a good idea if the intention is to communicate something interesting or an approach that was likely to convince someone to buy from you. So it's obvious, the antidote is to cut down the number of slides and give the presentation some space or some air to provide time for the presenters to focus on communicating what matters properly. I think it's not a bad idea thinking of a presentation as though it's a piece of theatre. Now, I know thinking of theatre might conjure up all sorts of images, most of which are ridiculous. After all, methinks presentations should not be the territory of tragedy or comedy. But there is something useful we can take from theatre into a presentation that can make it more interesting to listen to and more engaging for the audience. That something is props. So what is a prop for? The purpose is to help you explain something to the people you're presenting to. If whatever you're thinking of doesn't help you do that, then it's probably the wrong prop. When considering what type of prop might be suitable, think about the mechanics of using it, and most importantly, how using it changes the dynamics of a meeting or presentation compared to delivering a monologue when you're broadcasting to whoever you're presenting to. A prop is disruptive, it stimulates interest, it provokes discussion, it enables you to interact meaningfully with your audience, and it releases much more energy into the room. And what energy does is to stop someone becoming somnolent, stop them sitting back all nice and comfy, watching what's going on without really listening. So what kind of props do I have in mind? Well, there's no hard and fast list of the best props to use, but here are some pointers. If you have processes and methodology that underpin the solution or service you're selling, rather than have a slide which might be very busy and therefore hard to take in and looks like a plumbing diagram, why not print it out, preferably on a big sheet of paper? Instead of waving and pointing at the screen behind you, you can instead put the sheet down in front of the client and take them through it. Not only does this make it easier for them, it also gives them the opportunity to ask questions. And the key point, from your perspective, is that you now have the undivided attention of everyone in the room. And with that, you have a much better chance of communicating what matters. Here's another idea. Can you visualize some of the concept or ideas you want to get across? Rather than list them out, can you bring them to life as infographics or animations? Are there other marketing resources, such as films, which can be projected or played on a tablet to break the presentation up and stop it from being a monologue? Can you take samples of products or the materials your products are made from so your audience can touch and hold them? Of course, the props you select need to be fit for purpose and suitable for the occasion. And although there may be costs associated with producing them, it may well also be possible to create things that can be reused. Whatever you do must be of the highest quality, and the presenter or presentation team should practice using them. Don't, whatever you do, try things out for the first time live. Using props makes a big difference. They bring your presentation to life. They help you to communicate more effectively. They make your presentation stand out, and your audience will not only hear the key messages you want to communicate, but are much more likely to remember them.